All right, this is a bug out experiment. So I've got EcoFlow Delta power inverter battery hooked up to an electric boiling pot. We're going to try and cook this rice in this thermos. So rather than boiling the rice in a pot for 20 minutes and running our battery down, I want to see just how much battery we use, just starting at 100%, to boil the water and then cook the rice in the thermos over a few hours. See if the rice is any good and see how low the battery gets during this process. Also, links and descriptions if you want any of these objects. Ton of product placement in this video. Bye, bye, bye. Now this is a big mouth soup thermos. So you want to use one that has a big mouth so you can scoop the rice out of it easily. This one's by Stanley. I like their stuff. And then we put a cup of rice in it. Now we're going to want to rinse the rice. So I'll put some cold water in it, rinse it a few times through a strainer, and then I'm going to rinse it final in hot water to kind of preheat this. They say if you preheat these, then it's going to retain more heat and just do a better job of cooking. And if you get a strainer that's a little bit bigger than the bottle, then you can just rinse it out like that and retain your rice. All right, so we're at 100%. Here comes the boil. So the light stays on until it boils. I'm not going to make you watch the whole thing boil, but we'll see where it is when it gets done boiling. I'm doing a little more than half a liter. This takes about half a liter, a little bit less. So it's 1 cup rice, 2 cups of water, and it's a 24-ounce pot, so there's a little bit of extra space for air. And I'm going to use the extra water to rinse it out, to do the final rinse and heat up the jar before I put the rest of the water in. That way it'll stay hotter longer. All right, the light is off. That means we're at 95% and the water is fully boiled and it's turned off. So 5% of my battery, it took just to boil 0.75 liters of water. Now we pour it into the pot, not all of it, but I'm just gonna do the preheat rinse. That's good, and then I'm gonna put the lid on it and just let the metal get hot, and then dump the water out and then put that water in there. All right, so I've rinsed it out, it's hot. Now I'm just gonna kick the pot on one more time to make sure I didn't lose any heat on the water in the couple minutes that it took me to drain that out. And it's boiling, so we're still at 95 with it boiling. Pop the lid off. Now I've cleared out any rice from the threads on the top of the Stanley steamer here. Give it an injection of water. You can see here, it's pretty close to the top. Now we immediately seal it shut. Tight. Put the soup cup on top. So this thing's good for 15 hours hot, they claim. So it takes about 4 hours to do rice this way. So it took 5% of my battery to do rice for the 4 hours from now meal. So we'll set our clock here. So that'll be 4 hours from now. And we wait. I guess if you wanted to do breakfast and lunch at the same time, you could boil this, make oatmeal, and then put the rest in your rice pot, eat your oatmeal, let your rice cook, and then take your battery out in the sun and charge it back up. All right, it's hooked up to the folding solar panel. Also link in description to charge back up while the rice cooks. So if you put it in perfect sun, you get 110 watts out of this solar panel. And it's drawing about 70 watts from the sun right now, so we'll let it go. So it's 4:20 in the afternoon, and after an hour of hazy afternoon sun, we are at 98%. This has come down to 27. So if a person were to put this out at the right angle to the sun early in the day, then they would have free rice cooked by the sun, essentially. We just need 2% more. So we got 3% in an hour in the afternoon at the wrong angle. All right, it's rice time. Are you ready for some rice? That's 4 hours. Ooh, there's some vacuum seal on this, baby. Looky there. Take the first bite, guys. Oh, so bombs. All right, I'm gonna taste it and I'm gonna give you an honest impression of what it tastes like. Dude, that tastes just like regular rice. So that definitely worked. So there you go. Now, if you want it to go faster, if you boil the rice in a pot of water for 5 minutes and then throw it in the thermos, then it's ready in 1 hour. If you want to cook it inside the thermos with boiling water, it takes 4 hours. So there you go. Thanks for watching. Comment, like, subscribe. Hit the links in the description if you want any of this stuff.